We'll always tell you what's speculation and what's truth.
Okay, so that just try to catch what y'all can catch here, right? So let me see.
Let's get to this huge timeline. Okay, Friday, July 3rd, 2026, before the trip, Nolan's mom, Christine, said he spent the night over at his friend's house. This will become important. This is this other location where his car, I believe, was parked and later retrieved. Now, Saturday, July 4th, his parents, his mom called it his last hurrah. Nolan goes missing. He went on this boating trip with his friends. I'm sure they probably did this often. July 4th, that Saturday, a boat leaves the dock with Nolan, and this is vessel MI 4088BU. It departed from this El Camino Real Road residence. Now, I had that residence, I had that street name.
Now y'all hear that?
During when I filmed episode 1.
Launched at El Camino Real.
So they're talking about where the boat launched from. It launched from somebody's house. Okay, and these people are well connected. So this is the part that she's talking about right here.
On the west side, we have units headed over there to check it.
10-4, thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't want to say the name. Of course, I'll be very vague with a lot of stuff and I'll redact a lot of addresses. I mean, people are already nuts. You'll see at the end, who's getting harassed and how a child had someone knock on their window. I believe it's one of Nolan's siblings. It's like people are losing their minds over this case without much evidence. So this boat left this dock. That's the beautiful home I was speaking of. I was very vague in the first video. It departed at 9:56 a.m., Saturday, July 4th. I'm sure everyone was in a great mood, partying mood, I'm sure. Departed from this beautiful $1 million home. I have a name, of course I won't say it. Perhaps this is just a friend's house of one of the boaters. Maybe it was a convenient place to dock and leave from. Now, the boat arrived at the west tip of Horn Island. We're going to hear a lot about that western tip of Horn Island at 11:14 a.m. Now, I know the group got there at 11:14 a.m. And since this was Nolan's last hurrah, I wonder, did he plan to really party it up? Did all the friends plan to, have a great time? Because I think football camp started that Monday or whatever. Did he plan to stay there the entire day? Did they plan to stay there till midnight? I don't know what the original plans were. There's a lot of unanswered questions in my mind, probably in your mind too.
In my mind, I'm thinking that they was not planning on leaving as soon as they did, because it didn't make sense to just get there at 11 and leave at 3 or 4:30, whatever time we want to believe. So to me, they left because of the fight, not because of the pump and all that. I believe the pump and or electrical issue, which we just read, that was thrown in there. That's what I believe, to cover up what happened during the fight. Okay, if that makes sense to y'all, let me know.
Got there at 11:14 a.m. They were probably having a good time. I don't know, just conjecture. But I do want to know what time they planned on leaving. Some people literally, I've learned so much about Horn Island. Some people literally spend the night out there. So I'm not sure they were planning on doing that. But something went wrong with the boat.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's off the way.
But Nolan was last seen that Saturday around 3 p.m. That's the last time anyone saw him, as far as we know, in terms of who's come out publicly and said anything, around 3 p.m. Now, at 4:30, that's when trouble was happening. Ashley Cole, she's a judge. Her stepson, Warren, he was one of the guys on the boat, and he was interviewed, she said, by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. He cooperated fully. He's one of the one who said, one of the group, okay, we last saw Nolan around 3 p.m. on July 4th. Now, this group that Nolan came in with, they left around 4:30, 4:31 to be specific, now that we're getting this info from the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, the people I sent a $50 check to and spent $111 to UPS it overnight. And I see it's been received 5 hours ago, so I'm a little bit heated. I just sent a follow-up email like, can you give me...
I don't believe the water was taken. I mean, I don't believe the boat was taken on water. I believe that's just what they said to cover their ass. So, I see what you're saying in the chat though, but I just personally, I ain't buying it. Okay. Because it's just, too many efforts to try to cover something up. Thank you, BFF. She said the audio is good. I just happen to look here and just find out. Thank you, Janet Jackson in the building. Shout out to Janet Jackson. Okay, let me go here.
Yeah.
11:45 p.m., about 40 minutes after Christine got the call about Nolan being missing.
El Camino Road, reference to a missing person.
This is at 11:45 p.m. Now, this is that same El Camino Road house. Now, I'm going to have to drop out some of the address, of course. I don't want to dox anyone. I don't want anyone being in danger.
70
True crime audio.
El Camino Road, reference to a missing persons report from the east side.
10-4. Jackson 129, copy that.
11:45 p.m., about 40 minutes after Christine got the call about Nolan being missing, that same house where they departed from, whosever house that is, it's some doctor, allegedly this woman, but I don't know how she's related to any of the friends.
Y'all hear her. So that's where they left from, the El Camino Road place. And so, like I said, it's a bunch of private dock areas that they could have left off of. And it sounds like they left from a neighbor's. I don't know. I don't know who live on this road, but she just said it's a female doctor. Well-connected people we talking about here.
That is, it's some doctor, allegedly this woman, but I don't know how she's related to any of the friends. This El Camino Road house, it says in reference to a missing persons report from the east side, and Nolan's house is east of this home. Now, 5 minutes later, or it could be much later, I've been looking at, Crime Radar and pulling what I can, Broadcastify, and hear them all yourselves. Figure out the times yourself. I did the best I could. So it's either 11:50 p.m., there's a domestic dispute either 5 minutes later. This is only 40 minutes after Nolan's mom originally got that 11:07 call. Now, per Crime Radar, and I've heard this Big Ridge Road in Biloxi before, per Crime Radar, this location, it was 11:50 p.m. Per Broadcastify, it was a couple hours later.
Previous Bridgewater Park Apartments, 14 Big Ridge Road, 14 Big Ridge Road. They said they're in front of apartment building 7. RP said they were trying to get keys to a vehicle, but a male is refusing to give them to her and her daughter. Dispatch could hear them yelling in the background. RP did say that it is almost physical, but not physical.
So did y'all hear that? The dispatch said they could hear them yelling in the background, and it was almost about to be physical. And he wouldn't give the keys to her and her daughter, right? So that made me think about the father when he spoke about the keys, saying that, it was people. He said it was people there already when he got there, but he said it was kids. Like it was, he was trying to calm them down and all that. Do y'all remember the father talking about that? So, when they spoke about it, as a matter of fact, it was on the NAN. I think it was on Spike Lee's at his place where they were standing in front of that black thing, NAN or something. I think it said that's where he was describing the key incident and what happened there and the hard time that he had and how he had to calm himself and all of that. And he mentioned the police being called and all of that stuff. So this is proof that did happen. And it came through as a domestic dispute. So let's go.
They said they're in front of apartment building 7. RP said they were trying to get keys to a vehicle, but a male is refusing to give them to her and her daughter. Dispatch could hear them yelling in the background. RP did say that it is almost physical, but not physical yet.
So I'm also wondering who and her daughter, like, was that the mother trying to initially go get the keys? I'm not sure who initially. They didn't tell us who initially was trying to go get the keys. I just knew that the father had went and got them. I didn't even know all this.
Dispatch could hear them yelling in the background. RP did say that it is almost physical, but not physical yet.
1042 apartment building 7.
10-4. 10-4, Station 2 to 30, OU 43.
43, I'm getting tired.
10-4.
129, Jack. Show me at 23 Bridgewater.
10-4.
So I believe this event is tied to, it might fall in line with after Nolan's mom, got the news. So she sent her friend Tashima Hands over there. Tashima talked to the news too with her son. Nolan's mom, she was probably out of her mind. She's trying to figure out what jurisdiction do I report.
Now I know Tashima was the one that went and got the phone. And so I'm really not sure. Maybe the mother was trying to get him herself at first and then had to call her husband over there. But it was also some young kids over there upset. So, okay, mom calling this. Hold on, let's see.
On the island, what's going on? Did Nolan's keys, were his keys and his phone in the same place? And if so, okay, she is sending her friend, go over there, get my son's keys. Now, Tashima mentions going to some house, but this dispatch audio speaks of an apartment. So I don't know for sure 100% if this is related. But where was the phone? That's what a CNN reporter is going to ask Tashima Hands. That's Christine's friend, Nolan Wells' best friend, Javon Williams. We've seen him. They have the cutest pictures, the cutest tribute to him, to Nolan. Oh my goodness, looks like they kind of grew up together. His mom, Tashima Hands, they spoke with CNN about Nolan's phone being found, quote, she says, where a lot of people were at. Take a look.
Miss Christine, how are you and your family holding up?
Sounds like him, so I'm pretty sure that he was right on that, but
Javon, I'm so sorry to think about what you must be going through and thinking about what's happened to Nolan. I mean, you mentioned a phone. Tashima, a huge question, so many people phone behind. And you say you were the person who actually went and retrieved that phone for the family. How'd you get your hands on the phone? Where was it?
That is correct. Christine called me and told me, hey, where are the boys? Nolan hasn't been heard from since such and such time. Where are your boys? I said, well, Javon is with his girlfriend, and I just spoke with Jalen, and they are headed to downtown, which I was literally getting ready to get in the shower to go downtown as well.
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, Nolan hasn't been. So I instantly called with Christine on the phone, Javon. Javon said no, he hadn't seen Nolan since early on the island. And he was like, what? Are y'all serious? He was like, yes. And so Christine intervened in the conversation, said, Nolan has not been heard from since he left the island. So Javon was like, well, that's when I seen it. I haven't seen it since then. Again, everybody goes their separate ways. So I then hang up from Javon because obviously there's nothing he can say to tell me anything. So then Jalen, I call him. Jalen did not answer the phone. Christine again is on the phone. Jalen did not answer the phone. LeBaron, I called, after he didn't answer the phone, I called LeBaron, which is their other friend, LeBaron Broomfield. He answered. He said, Jalen is in the gas station.
Okay, we are now at Sunday, July 5th, 2026, because the search for Nolan is continuing, but slowly, albeit slowly. This is the first time I hear Nolan's mom reportedly reporting him missing because it's rolled after midnight now.
Jackson 208.
Wonder, true crime audio.
419, can you meet the RP at the McDonald's in front of the Ocean Springs Walmart? She's going to be in a white Volkswagen Atlas. Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing that scene.
True
at
crime
3 audio. On Martin Island.
10-4. I'm out here at Marshall Park.
10-4. 152 to 33. Do you need me to come out there?
Negative.
10-4.
See, I'm clearing out Marshall Park. There's multiple people sleeping out here.
Plunder. True crime audio. 10-4.
Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, is missing. Last seen at 3 on Horn Island. No wonder I missed that. The audio is so crappy. It was 12:23 a.m. Central Time, per the Jackson, Mississippi Law Dispatch. Now, I suspect, although I haven't seen or can get the records, hopefully we'll get them. Somehow other places can get records, but I suspect Nolan's mom, perhaps she contacted Ocean Springs Police first, or...
Okay, so let's go back to that where the mom was calling, and you so it sounds like Nolan he drove a white Volkswagen Atlas. Let's go here.
Under true crime audio. 419, can you meet the RP at the McDonald's in front of the Ocean Springs Walmart? She's going to be in a white Volkswagen Atlas. Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing that scene. True At crime 3 audio. On Martin Island.
Oh no, she's gonna be in a act. She was in that type of car. She was just letting them know. So time I heard Nolan's mom. Wait a minute, let me see. Let's play that again.
Under true crime audio. 419, can you meet the RP at the McDonald's in front of the Ocean Springs Walmart? She's going to be in a white Volkswagen Atlas. Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing that scene. True at crime 3 audio. On Martin Island.
10-4. I'm out here at Marshall Park.
10-4. 152 to 33. Do you need me to come out there?
Negative.
10-4.
See, I'm clearing out Marshall Park. There's multiple people sleeping out here.
Plunder. True crime audio. 10-4.
Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, is missing. Last seen at 3 on Horn Island. No wonder I missed that. The audio is so crappy. It was 12:23 a.m. Central Time, per the Jackson, Mississippi Law Dispatch. Now, I suspect, although I haven't seen or can get the records, hopefully we'll get them. Somehow other places.
Can you respond to Pine Drive? Pine Drive, so be the In-Out Harbor Park. Those people.
So right now is July 5th, 2026 at 2:54.
Can you respond to Pine Drive? Pine Drive, so be the In-Out Harbor Park. Those people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are now harassing other people at this area.
See, now what's that about? Okay, there's it says one drive in Harbor Park. Those people from the Signal from earlier tonight are now harassing other people in the area. So if they talking about Nolan's parents trying to find out what happened to their son, that's kind of crazy to call it harassment. But that's what it says. That is what they're saying.
Can you respond to Pine Drive? Pine Drive, so be the In-Out Harbor Park. Those people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are now harassing other people at this area.
2-4 on the map.
It's 36. They're actually going to be at Grand Persian Avenue.
2-4.
The people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are harassing these people on the boat. They believe that they have connection to this missing juvenile.
Now, this boat brouhaha, as I'm calling it, it's still Sunday right now, July 5th, 2:45 a.m. or later. Times could be wonky. It might be later. But is this where that rumor of the 3 a.m. boat cleaning emerged? Now, if you've been all over Facebook, you know there's tons of rumors. One of the rumors was that someone was cleaning a boat at 3 a.m. That's why I found this disturbance interesting. It says people harassing boaters at General Pershing Avenue. This disturbance, it's near Inner Harbor Park, and they give Pine Drive. I won't tell the address.
So now we got a 3 p.m. last seen Nolan and a 3 a.m. boat being cleaned.
It says those people from the Signal 80, they're also going to be at this Pershing Avenue, Ocean Springs address. Those people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are now harassing other people at this area. The deputy is like, what's exactly going on with this call? You know, because it's like, wait a minute, what's happening here? The people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are harassing these people on the boat. They believe they have connections to this missing juvenile. Now, previously, I didn't know whether this was Nolan's case. I'm more certain now this is related, I believe. This part, I don't know who was harassing whom, but it's like 2:54 in the morning or later. Nolan still hasn't turned up. I don't know if his loved ones were going to different locations of his friends, you know, and it's like all these fireworks going off. You can imagine.
Signal 80 from earlier tonight are now harassing other people at this area.
2-4 on the map.
It's 36. They're actually going to be at Gen Pershing Avenue.
2-4, 203 General Pershing.
And PD, what exactly is going on with this call?
The people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are harassing these people on the boat. They believe that they have connection to this missing juvenile.
Got it.
Now that part right there is why I said they called the police on Nolan's parents, because that's what they saying. The people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are harassing these people on the boat. They believe that they have connection to this missing juvenile. So yeah, I mean, they did have connection to the well, he's not a juvenile, but at the time they thought that he was. Let me see. Okay, he was. Wait a minute. Hold on. Both people from the Signal 80 from earlier. Okay, 200 or more. 204 on the map. 36. They're actually going to be at number withheld Central something. 204. Hold on, yeah, PD going on with this call. Okay, so we could hear all that without me trying to read it because it's small. But let me play it over.
Signal 80 from earlier tonight are now harassing other people at this area.
2-4 on the map.
It's 36. They're actually going to be at Gen Pershing Avenue.
2-4, 203 General Pershing.
And PD, what exactly is going on with this call?
The people from the Signal 80 from earlier tonight are harassing these people on the boat. They believe that they have connection to this missing juvenile.
Got it.
So are the parents going around to different locations? Did they go? I mean, this is not the address of where the boat was docked. This is not the El Camino Real location. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but you'll hear it again. You've heard it on the dispatch like I've heard it. I believe it's related. That Signal 80 means a missing person. In Mississippi, it means a missing or runaway person. So it's related to a missing persons case. There will be another missing juvenile going on at the same time case. So I had a hard time trying to distinguish the two, but I believe this is related to Nolan's case.
And shout out to Plunder, because I mean, she had to go through all of this information to try to get to this, and she did a good job of picking the information out. So shout out to her. Definitely want to thank her for this good content. And y'all, please smack that thumbs up as y'all listen in. But it was a lot going on, different addresses being visited and all that. They trying to do everything. They doing the real groundwork at the beginning where it counted. Just think about this. If the parents wouldn't have went out and got his phone, it would have been destroyed. If they did not have his location through that 360 and through Snapchat, then they would have never been able to get this phone. It would have been destroyed undoubtedly, y'all. Without this phone, they wouldn't have had nothing. This phone is going to tell a story. And it should definitely be some arrest behind this. Why was the boat being cleaned at 3 a.m.? Hey, I believe it must have been a fight on the boat or something. Because one thing that I was wondering, if it was an issue on the boat, which I don't believe it was, that I just feel like they was using that just to buy time, alibi, and all that. But I don't know. It just, let's just say this: it's a lot of fishy behavior going on. Okay. And if that boat was being cleaned, shoot, they should have caught him. But of course, they wasn't looking for nobody criminally. They just, ain't no investigation going on with the police. They just responding to different calls at this time. But the online footage with money signs all around. Yeah, I seen that. No arrest BS. I agree. Somebody need to be arrested because somebody knows something and it's clear they hiding something.
It's going to be related to the Signal 80 report 32 worked on earlier tonight.
Plunder. True crime audio.
10-4.
It says it's going to be related to the Signal 80 report 32 worked on earlier tonight. So this is still that missing persons. There's the thread running through it. 3:22 a.m.
So that's what I wanted to say. At the same time that they're like getting the calls about Nolan, it's another kid. It is a juvenile kid that's missing. Well, he ain't missing, but ran away. It's the 4th of July. This young teenage boy ran off with some girl. Maybe they wanted to watch fireworks. No, it was like 2 something in the morning or something like that. So they was looking for him at the same time, which made it even more confusing trying to figure this out. Come on now. I know I can get 177 thumbs up. I got 57 thumbs up right now. Y'all hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen to get the likes up. It's still 177 people in here, so please smack that thumbs up. It's free, y'all. It is free, and much support to the content creator. It's necessary to hit that like button. And I'll give y'all a few minutes to get that hit. Let me see what y'all saying. Like what? Let me see. Taking time to. That's what I believe. It was a fight, and that bilge pump got broke, causing the boat to take on water. Exactly. If the boat was taking on water, I believe that's what caused it. Somebody might have kicked it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And because they put it back in the water. I do believe I read that the other day that they put it back in the water after that. They was gone, went a few miles up the road, and then came back and put it back in the water and did something at fort somewhere, right? So make it make sense. And then I never believe anything was wrong with the boat. I believe they use it as a cover up. Okay, so we all on the same page, like when it comes to that. And thank you for the few people that have hit the thumbs up, but I'm really waiting to get the thumbs up. We got 158 in the building, and we need 158 likes. I mean, I deserve way more than that because there's a lot of people coming through here right now. Shout out to 755 in the building. How you doing, fam? I got 3 moderators in the building. Good seeing y'all up in here. I never believe anything was wrong. Okay, I read that. His coach said they were all good friends. He never saw anything that would make him believe they were anything but friends. And by the way, he is right. Exactly. It don't matter. I don't care what color he is. When he talking nonsense, when we know what's going on in the world, like, you can't convince me that they haven't had that. It even came up in a Carmelo Anthony case concerning those boys having something on their record like that. So I mean, it's very. And then we do have Charlie Kirk to thank, that going around to colleges spewing hate, setting it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we ain't gonna act like it's not a thing. And they in Mississippi. Like, come on now. Thank y'all for the 73 likes. We want 146 likes, so please hit that like button for everybody that's listening in. Thank you for the ones that did hit the thumbs up. I'm definitely not talking to y'all if y'all already hit the thumbs up, but the ones that didn't, please get my likes up. And I know that some people forget, but all you got to do is double tap that screen. It's all the way free. It ain't no reason why I shouldn't have a couple hundred likes by now. This is crazy. Man, get out of my fucking chat. You don't tell me what to keep out of my fucking mouth. Get this person up out of here talking about keep Charlie Kirk out of my mouth. Get out of my chat. How about that? You don't tell me what to say on my platform. I talk about whoever and whenever I want to. Including your dumb ass. Let me find you. BFF, somebody get that person so I ain't got to. For real. Don't come in here with that shit. You don't control me. Anyway, the coach is trying to keep his job. Exactly. That's it. That's all. Yeah, get just Landry dumbass up out of here. Cause I can still see it, but I know that it be like that on the hold on. Thank you, 755. Much appreciated. Let me make sure you are blocked. Yeah, you're hidden. Make another one if you want to come in here talking. Anybody say some dumb shit, get them up out of here, period. Thank you. Yeah, the anybody that's going with the narrative, I'm not feeling that at all because I don't believe it. And that guy came right out talking about it wasn't no foul play, and everybody already know what comes after that. That's exactly why they got Ben Crump now. So we got 143. We still need the thumbs up. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to hit the like button. Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Please subscribe and press that notification bell and thumbs up. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for so much. Let me see what y'all saying. Let me move this. Okay, the question is about the letter that the mother actually sent out or post before his body was even found, saying how she felt sorry for his family, thoughts and prayers. Are you talking about the judge? When you say mother, what mother are you talking about? We did. Please, a thumbs up, everyone. Okay. It ain't hard at all. Yes. And Brandy, get Brandy up out of here too. So butthurt about Charlie Kirk, who was spewing hate at colleges. Get the hell out of here with that dumb shit. Seriously. Yeah, I blocked him. Okay, thank you. Thank you, K. Wiley, for the sparkle jewels. I appreciate it. My opinion on the judge is throwing the case. My opinion, the judge is throwing the case. We got you, Miss V. Thank you. Thank you. Listen. Thank you for sharing this story for us. Thank you for appreciating the content and all that good stuff. Okay, get them up out of here quick, fast, and in a hurry. Please. Okay. All right, let me get back to my content because I ain't one to like to hold people up and hold up my content. So we gonna keep it going. But smack the thumbs up if you haven't already. Support the content. It is totally free, y'all. Totally free. All right. Because I don't have all night either. Dang, look, it's late. I'm never in here this late either. Okay, so we gonna start. Let me see. Let's go here.
John at X-ray 250. John at X-ray 250. It should come back to the missing juvenile. Disregard the missing person.
Plunder. True crime audio.
It should come back to the missing juvenile. He says he goes disregard the missing person. 10-4, it returns to Elmore Wansley, Ocean Springs. So that is definitely Nolan's dad. It's related. They're running his plate as if they're trying to prove whose car is this. 10 minutes later, Nolan's car was picked up by his parents.
32. Has the missing person been recovered?
Negative.
Okay, so right now it says Sunday, July 5th at 3:25 a.m. And that's one of the things that I wondered in my last live stream, like what time did they pick up his car? Because we had to remember they waited till the day was over to tell her 11:07 at night, and then she was able to report him missing by midnight, and then trying to retrieve all of his stuff. Like this was all night. This was all overnight when they were doing all of this stuff, and they were being accused of harassing people, but they got a missing son who turned up dead, and they get called. Police get called for harassment. That's crazy. And they had the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all actually had the stuff they was looking for, taking your time, bringing it out, and then mad because they spazzing out. Like his car is there. Where's the keys? We tracked this phone here. Where's the phone? You take 15 minutes to bring out the phone, and then you take forever with the keys. Like, make it make sense, but call the cops. These people are protected. That's why they calling the cops.
32. Has the missing person been recovered?
Negative.
Copy. PD. Call County Dispatch.
Plunder. True crime audio.
10. We have further information that DMR and the Coast Guard are actively searching. The parents came and picked up the vehicle of the house that he spent the night at in the Prius.
Yeah.
So the same moment, unfortunately, is very confusing. The police are also searching for a separate missing juvenile, a little boy who keeps sneaking out of the house. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So at 3:25 a.m., you hear come over the dispatch, has the missing person, Nolan, I believe, been recovered? Negative. Copy, PD, call county dispatch. So I believe at this point, as time has gone on, and, Christine and her husband, Elmore, they're probably, making noise about, and her friend is trying to get keys. And this is the part I truly believe that sounds shady. Why did it take so much for Nolan's keys and car to be turned over?
Exactly.
Now I get it. If I were a parent or one of the teenagers, whatever, Nolan was on my boat. If he didn't come back with me, and then some woman I'd never seen before says, look, I'm a friend of Nolan's mom. Please give me his keys and phone. I understand why they would want to verify that she was indeed who she said she was. I get that. But to me, it shouldn't be so much enmity, so much, I don't know, discord.
To be honest, these people probably knew who she was because they friends with Javon too, which is her son, and they probably knew her. I'm not sure if they did or not, but they knew that they had Nolan's belongings, and it shouldn't have took all this. If you're innocent and you want your friend to be found, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. This is how guilty people act. I'm sorry, not sorry.
This record, he just arrived as well.
Simple.
Just notate that in the CAD. Also, he's been out here since, he says about 02:30 is when he initially called him. I know we got the call a little later, but just notate that as well.
Simple.
They're saying, he says something like, Miss So-and-so, see what you hear. He just arrived as well. Maybe they're not talking about Nolan's case here. If they're
It sounds like to me they talking about the kid, the other missing person at this point, saying that he been out there since 2:30.
not, I'm sorry. He says, notate that in the CAD, the report. Also, he's been out here since he says 2:30 a.m. is when he initially called him. I know we got the call a little later, just notate that as well. Initially in the first episode, I thought they were speaking about when they first got the calls about Nolan. And I'm like, he's saying, put it in the CAD that he has been out there since 2:30 a.m. And I still don't know. It's difficult trying to decipher this.
Yeah, everything ain't gonna make sense, but we can still pull a story together based off of the stuff that we are listening to here. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep listening.
Dispatch, but I don't know what that is. But this next part, for sure, it's related to Nolan because of the DMR and the Coast Guard are mentioned. 5:10 a.m., it's like almost daybreak. Have they provided you new information that could assist the county and DMR in this?
They provided you with new information that could assist the county and DMR in this.
Now, by 7 a.m., finally, Jackson, show myself in 15 on the water. So I know a lot of times they wait till daybreak.
151 Jackson.
Oscar, my bad.
Show myself in 50 on the water.
Crime audio.
149.
Go ahead.
Hey, just make sure y'all update with dispatch on the boat and who's in the boat with you there.
They waited, I guess, till daybreak to say, okay, Nolan hasn't turned up anywhere. They're out on the water. And then it's like, hey, just make sure y'all update dispatch with who's on the boat, who's with you. Then by 17 a.m., Nolan's mom is posting to Facebook, there are no updates. Nolan is still missing. Please, if you're a praying person, please pray he is found alive, safe, and unharmed. Now another hour or so passes. It's like 8:15 a.m. We've got word that, 10-8 is on the water. That means in service, en route to the west end of the Horn Island. So
149 Jackson. 10-8 on the water and route to the west end of Horn.
10-4.
Now, what I'm looking at is 7/5/2026, 8:15 a.m. And yeah, he said so. 149 Jackson, 108 the water and route. Hold on.
To the west end of the Horn Island. So
149 Jackson. 10-8 on the water and route to the west end of Horn.
10-4.
So someone's on the water around 7 a.m. and then someone else, perhaps a different deputy, is en route to Horn Island. And by 8:45, half an hour later, they arrived on scene.
149 Jackson.
Yes.
23 on the western tip of Horn Island.
10-4.
Now, another hour later, it's still Sunday, 9:45 a.m. Who's he trying to call? Any of y'all boat units? I just sent y'all a picture that was apparently sent to the mother.
20, who's he trying to call?
any of y'all vote units. I just sent y'all a picture that was apparently sent to the mother. He was seen around that location by somebody that knows him about 4:30. The boat that he was supposedly on when he arrived, they left about 3. So you may want to check that photo.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. So, hold on.
Any of y'all vote units. I just sent y'all a picture that was apparently sent to the mother. He was seen around that location by somebody that knows him about 4:30.
So who was the person that seen him at 4:30? I remember it being, I thought it was said that Jalen seen him around 4 or 4:30 or something. But this is what they saying. Somebody is alleging to have seen Nolan at that time. And that's the same time that they allegedly left. The boat took off at 4:31 or something like that, right? That is what they're saying. So who is that person?
About 4:30. The boat that he was supposedly on when he arrived, they left about. Any of y'all vote units. I just sent y'all a picture that was apparently sent to the mother. He was seen around that location by somebody that knows him about 4:30. The boat that he was supposedly on when he arrived, they left about 3. So you may want to check that photo.
He was seen around that location by somebody that knows him about.
Who's he trying to call?
Any of y'all vote units. I just sent y'all a picture that was apparently sent to the mother. He was seen around that location by somebody that knows him about 4:30.
Okay, now this says around 9:45 or something. Hold on.
The boat that he was supposedly on when he arrived, they left about 3. So you may want to check that photo.
So we do remember hearing that the female that sent the mother the picture, sent it because number one, she took the picture, and 2, she said that she wanted her to get his clothing right because he actually had on blue instead of black, like they had told her. So they lied to the mother about what he was even wearing, and because he stayed over to his friend's house, she didn't see him off that day either, which gotta be hard for her.